Ahead for us today on the town hall, it is not just candidates you'll be voting on in a few weeks. There are a handful of ballot questions with some big implications in New York. We're going to run through them so you can go to the polls informed.
Plus, frustration with state government is nothing new, but it might surprise you when it comes to something to help a local school district. It passes the legislature unanimously, but can't get enacted. We'll go through that.
And conspiracy theories abound after those massive Southwest Airlines delays over the weekend. The Verify team is getting to the bottom of that tonight.
And happy Thursday, everybody. We're glad you're here with us. We want to start today's town hall with Decision 2021 because the November election is quickly approaching.
I know, very quickly. The deadline to register has already passed, but there are some important dates coming up soon that you may want to put on the calendar. So first, if you want to vote via absentee ballot, mail-in ballot, you only have until this Monday, October 18th, to put in that request. And you can do so via email. You can do that online. You can also do it by fax. Contact your county board of elections.
If you want to vote early in person, that starts October 23rd and it goes through the end of the month on Sunday the 31st. Times and locations vary depending on your county. And then, of course, you have Election Day. It's November 2nd. Polls will be open from 6 in the morning until 9 o'clock at night.
And of course, we've talked a lot about the big races, including the Erie County Sheriff's race, the Buffalo Mayor's race, plus other county, town, and village elections. But there are also issues on the ballot. We hear more now on that from Channel 2's Kelly Dudzik.
I'm here to let you know about the back of your ballot. Yes, in addition to the hotly contested races we've been following, you need to make sure you flip your ballot over this year because there are ballot proposals on the back. There are 5 statewide ballot proposals this year, and to find out more about them, I went to the New York State Board of Elections website. There's a lot more information there than you'll find on the back of the ballot. The first proposal would amend the apportionment and redistricting process. This is the proposal with the most information to read through. If approved, it would freeze the number of state senators at 63, amend the process for the counting of the state's population, delete certain provisions that violate the United States Constitution, repeal and amend certain requirements for the appointment of the co-executive directors of the Redistricting Commission, and amend the manner of drawing district lines for congressional and state legislative offices. That's a lot, and that's not even getting into the rest of the explanation the state's posted online about how this would change things. The abstract and text combined are almost 5,600 words long and almost 11 pages single-spaced. So, to help explain Proposal 1, I went to SUNY Buffalo State political science professor Peter Iacobucci.
The ballot initiatives, especially ballot initiative 1, is clearly an attempt to move away from forced bipartisanship, where we have to have one Republican and one Democrat as a commissioner of the Independent Redistricting Council and Commission, and saying, look, partisanship matters, elections matter, let the majority party rule. Another part is it counts incarcerated individuals from where they were once living, not where they're currently being housed in a prison, and that will have an effect on the rural population of the state.
A yes vote would approve this amendment. A no vote would oppose it. Again, 11 pages online. I'll post a link for you. Moving on to ballot proposal 2, which is a proposed amendment to the New York State Constitution to establish the right of each person to clean air and water and a healthful environment. A yes vote would approve this amendment. A no vote would oppose adding it to the Constitution. 6 other states already have constitutions that guarantee environmental rights. Ballot Proposal 3, if approved, would eliminate the state's 10-day advance voter registration requirement. A yes vote approves it, a no vote opposes it. And right now, you have to be registered to vote at least 10 days before an election, or you can't vote in that election. This proposal would get rid of that requirement, meaning the state legislature would be authorized to enact laws allowing you to register to vote less than 10 days before the election. That could open the state up to same-day voter registration, which is already allowed in 20 states.
If you can do it on the same day, we would assume that more people would vote. The thought is generally that if more people turn out to vote, it benefits the Democratic Party, as usually their base is more likely to stay home than the Republican base. And so this would also benefit the Democratic Party if it passes.
Ballot Proposal 4 also has to do with voting. It would authorize no excuse absentee ballot voting. A yes vote approves the amendment, a no vote opposes it. Now, before the pandemic became an allowable excuse, you could only vote by absentee ballot in New York if you weren't going to physically be in your home county on Election Day, or if you were sick or living with a disability. This proposal would get rid of those requirements for all elections and allow any registered voter to vote by mail. The majority of states already allow this. And the final statewide ballot proposal has to do with the courts, specifically the New York City Civil Court. This would increase the New York City Civil Court's jurisdiction by allowing it to hear and decide claims for up to $50,000. Right now, the limit is $25,000. Once again, we turn to Peter Iacobucci.
The limit is simply too low. It was set at a numerical value of $25,000. It's being bumped up in the initiative to $50,000 to move these cases out of the state lowest level courts and keep it in New York City civil courts. Just about everyone, Republican, Democrats, good government people, are in favor of this.
These are just the statewide ballot proposals. Your city, town, or village might have other ones on the ballot too. You can look up the ballot you'll be getting by going to your County Board of Elections website. I've posted links for you in this story on WGRZ.com. Kelly Dudzik, Channel 2 News.
Yeah, later on the town hall, we'll zero in on how it works when you write in a candidate's name on the ballot. Election day again, Tuesday, November 2nd. But it's so important to be an informed voter and to see all of that information that we just saw. If that just surprised you when you came to the polls, it would be kind of hard to sort through it in that moment.
And you think of people who forget to flip the ballot over to begin with.
Yeah.
One thing that I know I'm voting yes on, hazard pay for Kelly Dudzik for reading all 5,600 words and 11 pages single-spaced of that proposal.
She deserves it.
We make it as complicated as can be, don't we?
And some, we really do, yeah.
Our thanks to Kelly for that. Coming up next on the Town Hall for us today, a Western New York school district's push to get a decades-old fine off the books has hit another dead end in Albany. It's despite the fact that every single state lawmaker, no matter the party, voted to forgive that fine.
How does that happen? We're going to take you through it. So in 2012, the Panama Central School District was fined because of what Senator George Borrello says was essentially a paperwork error on a capital project from 2005. So for the last 5 years, Borrello has proposed bills to forgive that fine, and every year they've passed.
Yeah, unanimously this year. And every year, though, just like this one, like this very week, it was vetoed by the governor. Why? The legislature can override that veto, but it hasn't. Add it all up, and it's very frustrating to Senator Borrello.
As a newer member of the legislature, I'm just not even 2 years into this, you realize that the system is broken in Albany. My Democratic colleagues like to tout that they have a veto-proof majority, yet they haven't overridden a single veto in my time. Here we are looking at a piece of legislation that passed unanimously in both houses. Therefore, I think it would be easy to overturn this veto, but that's never actually done.
So why was it vetoed? Well, we reached out to the governor's office, which told us in a statement that just like with the last 4 times the previous governor vetoed it, this was something that legally has to be done in the budget. And they say Governor Hochul was therefore forced to veto this.
So Borrello says they did put it in the budget proposal, but while some similar fine forgiveness for other districts was in the final budget, Panama's was not. So Governor Hochul was not a part of those negotiations because she was lieutenant governor at the time that was happening. Yeah,
so we asked Senator Borrello, under her new leadership, is he optimistic that things will change when they do the next budget?
I'm certainly hopeful on that. I will take the governor at her word that she would like her opportunity to put this into the budget. I do believe she still could have allowed these to go through and certainly made that good faith initiative with the support of, like I said, bipartisan, in the case of Panama, unanimous support, as well as the support of the superintendents, of NYSUT and others. This would have been, I think, a great show of good faith that we want to support education over bureaucracy. But I will take her at her word that hopefully this will be resolved in the coming budget.
And we did ask the governor's office if she would commit to supporting including this measure in the next budget. No answer. Not
Keep you
yet.
posted on that one for
Yes,
sure.
we will.